reserve time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cobx Gaming Indian Esports Championship. My name is Vivek and this is the losers bracket final. You got Team Buriza on the Radiant facing off versus Aggressive 5. The winner will move on to the grand final, and there's also third and fourth place at stake here. Third place wins a prize money, total prize amount of 50,000 rupees, while the fourth place team does get 30,000. So a lot at stake. A quick look at the bans. We're seeing Phoenix getting banned out by Aggressive 5. It is one of Unimax's go-to heroes. A general meta-friendly hero which they're taking out. They're going to ban out the Warlock as well. And taking away the Lina. So hopefully whoever goes to the mid lane will be fine. Looking at the bans coming out from Team Buriza, they banned out Slada and Axe, as well as Darkseer and Magnus. So a lot of off-lane heavy bans, considering that they got a good off-laner themselves in the form of the Legion Commander. Slada, Axe, Darkseer and even Magnus are somewhat go-to heroes for Batosai. The question is, are they going to ban out maybe even the Nyx Assassin, or they could ban out the Nyx, because all Aggressive 5 are missing right now is another off-laner. They're going to take away the Tide. So Nyx is in the pool. And you've got the Underlord as well. These are two options that come to mind for Aggressive 5. And look at the push that's coming out from them with the Juggernaut, with the Dead Prophet and the Dream Protector. And Underlord with an early mech wouldn't be too bad a choice. Aggressive 5, they ban out the Tinker. And they're looking for their last pick, which should be their offlaner. Quick look at the drafts. Team Buriza, they picked up the Slark. They've got the Disruptor as their safe lane support. They've got a Monkey King as well. And to deal with the Monkey King, Aggressive 5 have picked up the Vengeful Spirit. The Howl should be able to scout out the Monkey King, as well as the Dream Protector, who's one with the trees and will not be too pleased if he sees a monkey on top of one of them. One of the great heroes that does really well versus the Monkey King is the Shadow Demon. You can always spam Shadow Poison to get vision of the Monkey King and maybe even chop down the trees. Aggressive 5, they're looking for an offlaner. Yeah, Nyx is in the pool. You've got Underlord as well. I wouldn't really mind an Underlord, but it remains to be seen what Aggressive 5 go for. So they pick up the Enigma. This could have been foreshadowed, in my opinion, by the Warlock ban coming out from Aggressive 5, that somewhere down the line they were thinking of picking up an Enigma themselves. So there is no Golem to cancel the Black Hole. Team Buriza, they have got the Boundless Strike, which works from range. But once Enigma gets his BKB, they've got nothing that goes through BKB that cancels the Black Hole. They could pick up a Beastmaster and run him in the mid lane. Ro does go through BKB, but that's rather unconventional and we haven't seen him in a while. They're looking for a mid laner. Ember Spirit is in the pool. Clown K does like to play the Storm Spirit as well. Invoker's not been banned out, so the mid pool is wide open for Team Buriza. And they're going to go with the Sniper here, who should make life hell for that Prophet in the mid lane. So, yeah, I mean, not the most reliable way of locking down the Enigma and shutting down the Black Hole once he gets his BKB. But, yeah, that's immediately going to put a lot of pressure on Batosai on the Enigma. He's going to the off lane. He's up against a Disruptor, Slark, and maybe a Monkey King who might visit the lane from time to time. So he needs to be careful in that off lane. Team Buriza, once again, they do like to get a lot of vision going in the mid game, where they play that passive mid game where they attempt to recover from the laning phase. And the question is, is Aggressive 5 going to punish them in the laning phase? And if they do, are they going to let Buriza recover in the mid game? These are going to be the deciding factors here for Aggressive 5 if they hope to win this game. The Wench pickup though, is it really the ideal support here for aggressive 5? Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you just tuning in, this is the Cobx Gaming Indian Esports Championship. My name is Vivek, and in the losers bracket final today, we've got Team Aggressive 5 facing off versus Team Buriza. This is game 1, and it is a best of 3. And we've got the customary pause. Quick look at my settings. In terms of draft, I'm kind of favoring aggressive 5. It looks like they want to end this game early, and to do that you need to not let Team Buriza recover in the mid game, where they're rather passive for a good 3 to 4 minutes. So hopefully aggressive 5 keep the pushes coming, get the objectives that they're looking for, and apply pressure onto Team Buriza in the mid game. Legion Commander, he needs to get off to a good start because he is this team's primary source of initiation. Sniper should be fine in the mid lane, I guess, versus that Prophet. How is Negi going to itemize for this lane though? Start out with 3 branches. Train Protector's got that Orb of Venom. Early smoke coming out from Flare or Pass Hole on the Ventured Spirit. Well, we have some time on our hands, so I'm going to quickly run through the lineups here. We've got Helm GA on the Legion Commander, Slark being played by 420, Venom playing the Monkey King, Disrupt in the hands of Unimax, and that leaves us with K or Clown K on the Sniper. On the other side of the river, we've got Pasol, the captain of Aggressive 5 on the Ventured Spirit. Treant Protector being played by Fear is an Illusion, which if I'm not mistaken is Pinkman. Enigma being played by Bartosai. Negi going to the mid lane with his Dead Prophet, and that leaves us with Hamley Dotes or Paddling on the Juggernaut. Quick look at Vision Die. I did get that Observer off that looks at the rune and also spots a courier that's innocently trying to drop a ward of his own. So they scouted that out. It's been pinged out as well. Helm GA doesn't have a ward himself, and this could be an early D ward for Aggressive 5. So the early smoke was rewarded. They did get the ward down. They even scouted out where Monkey King has dropped his ward. This could be an early D ward that transitions to a couple of pickoffs for Aggressive 5 in the early game. I've also got this ward here that looks at the camps and looks at any pulls that Disruptor is attempting. So Enigma could contest the camps, doesn't have enough to contest the bounty rune, and can't really spot the Disruptor walking this way. So needs to be careful though. Denies the range creep, uses the shrine. Didn't do it very efficiently though, but nonetheless. Early game in terms of vision seems to be leaning towards Aggressive 5. Hopefully they make some plays on the back of this. No sentries just yet. Unimax blocking out a neutral creep spawn over there. So he wants to really pressure the Enigma in lane. Bardosa has a sentry of his own, so he should be fine. Venom has a sentry himself. Probably looking for a D ward. But this is a rather unconventional spot, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to scout this ward out. Sniper, one last hit, one deny, puts a point into headshot. Unimax. Oh, almost cancel that clarity there. And Buriza walks in just to make sure he does. Now he's microing the idlings. And he's trying his best to shut down Unimax. Unimax is quite comfortable trading hits. No TP rotations just yet from the side of Team Aggressive 5. Venom comes in. He's not put a point into anything. Could skill a boundless strike, but the creeps are doing their work. He doesn't have many consumables to work with. No tree dance either. So both supports looking to apply some early pressure on this Enigma. And we got a push coming out already. 420, he's pushed the wave. That is one way to deal with the Enigma. Contest his jungle and keep his lane pushed. He's not got clarities as well, so might have to use the shrine. Does hit level 2 however. Yeah, the sentry is just out of range. It's gonna miss the camp block coming out from Unimax on the disruptor. Mid lane, how are things looking? Rather even actually. Negi is doing some decent damage on the sniper as well as keeping up in terms of CS. Sniper does have a couple of more denies to his name and Negi is forcing him to last hit on his own tower. But he's doing quite well. He's actually not missed a single last hit from that wave. Negi with the double damage has got the Spirit Siphon. Could this be a kill though? 2 points in Spirit Siphon. It's not enough. Yes, it is. You got the Crypt Swarm. And Negi scores first blood in the mid lane. Unimax, can he punish him though? Hasn't got the glimpse, has got the Thunder Strike. It's not a wise decision to chase someone up to the shrine. And Unimax barely survives. You got the living armor as well to keep Negi healthy. So good start for Aggressive 5. They get first blood. And the rotation from Unimax to the mid lane gives Buriza some space. And space is absolutely the last thing you want to be giving to an Enigma. Monkey King has a skilled up tree dance. Has got a point in Jingu Mastery as well. So could be looking to dish out some early Harris on the Enigma. But the Ancients, it looks like they're on Enigma's side this time. Aggressive 5. Even the neutrals want to support them. That's how much love they have. Yeah, they kind of see the Monkey King now. So Enigma's being forced to lane, more or less. And I'd really like to see Buriza punish this. Maybe look for a pick off. Maybe just keep the wave constantly push and over time take down that tower. But I like the rotation coming out from Pinkpin. He's seated himself in the bottom lane. Monkey King steals a bounty rune. Yeah, Pinkpin, he's gonna be a little disappointed. Juggernaut doing well for himself, sitting at the top of the CS charts. Slark the only one who's keeping pace with him, but 16 denies to the Juggernaut. How's Legion looking in terms of levels? So she's level 3 while Enigma is level 4. And should have the Arcane Boot soon enough. So Buriza did want to apply some pressure early on, but the pressure hasn't resulted in much. Unimax is level 1. Trying to get his level 2, Team Protector already level 2 and the Venge is level 3. They're doing a whole lot better and it looks like they want more. They see the Legion Commander, they start off with the Magic Missile. The Blade Fury slightly off the mark, battling with the crit though. They're giving chase. This skill could be huge for Aggressive 5 and they will secure it. No vision to help out the Legion Commander. So he's not been able to apply much pressure in the laning phase. And hopefully he needs to get his blink as soon as possible and start looking for those pickoffs. 5 minutes in, no phase boots just yet. Has gone for the Quelling Blade though. Aggressive 5, they have a ward here, so they can sort of spot out the Monkey King. And GA, he's still got a shrine to work with. And Buriza moves into the jungle. The sentry each time out, his jungle is open to him. So I really like what Buriza did. They try to contest the jungle by blocking it out. That forces Bartosai into the lane, but they really couldn't punish him in the lane. And it's all because Bartosai turned and did a whole lot of damage to the Monkey King and the Disruptor when they walked in and they tried to contest him early on. So the support's not being as effective for Buriza as aggressive 5, and their supports have been for themselves. Venom, he's just hanging around in the trees. And trained, he's just going to lead some experience, try and get that point in lead scene. They don't really need the living armor that bad. I mean, they're doing fine in all the lanes without the living armor. So maybe you could put a point in lead seed and try and be aggressive early on. 420. Gonna hit level 6 in a bit. The bash didn't come in this time. 420 turns around. He's hit level 6 now, and it looks like this might be a kill on Pinkman. Not really sure what Pinkman was attempting to do there. Buriza once again slowing down the game a little bit, and you want to do that when you got a sniper and a Slark on your side. Aggressive 5, one of the things they really like to do early on is contest the enemy offlane in the jungle. Haven't seen any of that just yet. Man, he's got a point in anything and in everything, and he's got level 4 as well. So he's doing a whole lot better than aggressive 5 and their roaming support, which is the Train Protector. How's everybody doing in terms of net worth? We've got Paddling at the top, Slug coming in a close second. Red Prophet clearly pulling ahead of the Sniper. For all purposes, Negi has won the mid lane. The question is, how does he itemize? I'd actually like a Yule's pickup, would be good versus the Glimpse. Can even disrupt team fights if Legion Commander jumps in a bit too early. And maybe even help you survive and assassinate. Bartosai's moved into the jungle, but once again, look at the commitment coming out from Team Buriza. An Observer dropped in the jungle. They're committing everything to shut down the Enigma, but he's not really being shut down actually. A pickoff would be really useful for Team Buriza. Maybe they're waiting for Monkey King to pick up his boots. Unimax has 2 points in the Glimpse, so they've got that to work with. I'd really like to say aggressive 5 push out this top lane. They know that Legion isn't getting much done in the lane. He's retreating to the jungle every chance he gets. Pressure him early on and don't let him have a tower to work with. So they commit the Exorcism. The glyph comes out, but Paddling, he's got the healing ward. 1 point in it. Here comes Clown K. They want to defend. He's trying his best with the press the attack, but I'm not sure it's enough to bring down anybody just yet. But they force back Team Aggressive 5 for the time being, and Negi, there's the Exorcism. It is ticking out. He's just going to leave that lane altogether. Paddling has rotated to the Radiant safe lane, is looking for a pick off. Slark out of position could be a kill. He does have the Shadow Dance, but getting a kill on the Slark could be huge. Start out with the Malefice. He bounces directly on a Paddling, and they drop a black hole as well. So they tried pressuring Buriza's off-lane tower. That didn't work. They said, let's go to the safe lane. Let's bring down the Slark and try and get this tower instead. Good stuff coming up from Bartosai. Just clipped 420 on the Slark there with his black hole, and this should be a safe lane tower. Meanwhile, how are Team Buriza responding? It looks like they want to pressure mid. Not sure they can push as effectively as aggressive 5. You got the TPs coming in. Pasol has rotated as well. There is a deep observer ward, so it does look like Team Aggressive 5 are going into this fight with a vision advantage. To start off with, I'm not even sure that Buriza should be looking for a fight. Anyway, there's a split siphon. Unimax dead, and does manage to glimpse back at the Dead Prophet, who ends up finding the Monkey King now. This could be 2 quick kills, and it's actually Flair or Pasol who scores the double. Aggressive 5, they couldn't have asked for a better early game. And it looks like Paddling was diving deep, did manage to find out the sniper and bring him down too. 6-1, a 5k net worth advantage, a 4k net worth advantage, just 11 minutes into the game. Aggressive 5, they've been a lot more effective with the map movements early on. It's a pseudo push lineup coming out from Aggressive 5 and they're executing it perfectly. Juggernaut, how does he itemize though? This could be one of the games where you go for Helm of the Dominator if you're looking to keep the pushes going. Overwhelming odds, Exorcism. Helm GA doesn't have much that he can work with. They could glimpse back Paddling here. He's got the Blade Fury. K trying to force it out. Looks like they're pinging out Roshan. They've got the Exorcism, but I'm not sure if they have enough to bring him down just yet. Paddling has picked up the Yasha, so he's got that extra movement speed to catch up with the sniper. Got Omni Slash coming off cooldown in a couple of seconds with the living armor. It feels quite comfortable sieging. And that's 3 points into living armor. Unimax with the kinetic field. No static storm just yet. They're sieging slowly, but it looks like it's time to back off for now. Paddling sees a free lane, wants to farm a little bit. And Buriza, he's got some space as well. I guess the plan here for Aggressive 5 is to pick up the mech on Buriza and wait for Exorcism to come off cooldown, and then maybe they go again. This is free time for Buriza to hopefully farm as much as possible. What's really crucial though is for Unimax to hit level 6. That can make a huge difference when the next team fight or push is coming out from Aggressive 5. Venom could do well to hit 6 as well. Maybe buy a Tomb of Experience if needed. Well, it looks like they don't have the mech, but they feel like pushing. They've got a sentry though. So 420, he walks into a sentry. This could be a kill. The Malefice is there. They start off with the Yules. Have they got a silence? Yes, they have. They throw the overgrowth, the black hole as well, but a quick glimpse cancels the black hole, and 420 gets out of there. We got a Primal Sprint coming up from Venom, but it's not going to result in much. So no overgrowth, no black hole. Aggressive 5 have expended 2 of the biggest team fight skills. Maybe it's time for Buriza to look for a pick-off or a fight themselves. They've got the duel. MGA has done really well to make progress towards his blink compared to the hard time he had in the lane. So they're trying to force the push here. They glimpse back Pasol, and with the assassinate there should be a kill. It's even a dual victory there coming out from the Legion commander. Aggressive 5 squandering away the advantage in my opinion there. And we got a disconnect. Yeah, that's I guess the biggest issue that Aggressive 5 face is the bad internet that they play on. Buriza has had a lot of disconnects. Pasol has had a couple as well throughout this tournament, and hopefully the internet gods are kind to them, because there's a lot at stake here. The winner moves on to the finals, and third place, which is decided by the outcome of this match, ends up winning an easy 50,000 rupees, while fourth place gets 30. But it's not third or fourth that's on their minds. I'm sure both teams are here to win the tournament, move on to the finals. Was it honestly the best idea to force the mid tier 1 when you haven't got a mech? And really questionable movement coming up from Pasol there. So they popped a smoke, they're looking for a pick off. If they find one, it could be huge. K is all by himself. He's got the Dragon Lance complete 15 minutes into the game. It's Negi with his Yule Scepter complete as well. They know that K is in the mid lane. They could dive here. Start out with the swap, stun onto K. Here comes Negi with the Exorcism. There's the Static Storm, but Paddling is just going to spin right out of it. Negi giving chase. He's a little isolated here. Pops the Yule, stays alive. The Dark Pack means nothing. There is a glimpse. It's onto the Enigma. He's fine for the time being. And there's a buyback coming out from Clown K. But what's it going to result in? They've already lost their mid tower. And there's not much he can do. Unimax badly needs something to keep him more survivable in team fights. A 4-star wouldn't be too bad. Or maybe even a Glimmer Kit. Battling looks like it's a quick Manta style for him. So aggressive 16 minutes in, they've taken out all tier 1 towers. Rather defensive vision coming up from Team Buriza, and rightly so. They want to stay alive in the mid game. This is when Buriza start to stage a comeback from what I have seen of all their games earlier on. They start out with the smoke. 420 does have the Shadow Blade. They could look for a quick pick off. The Dire have used the scan. They're going to walk into it, and yes, 420 does walk right into the scan. Great map awareness coming out from aggressive 5. Negi's got an Invis rune. Does 420 know that a Shadow Dance isn't ticking in? Buriza, he's farming the Ancients. Looks like we have war breaking out. We got a 3-man overgrowth. A mini stun onto Unimax and Omni Slash onto 2. It's a quick double kill for Paddling, and it looks like Legion might go down as well with the Malefice. It's Negi who scores the kill. It was Buriza who were looking for the pick off, and they ended up getting picked off. They normally stage their mid game comeback by being a little passive, but here they tried to be aggressive and they got picked off. And this is a quick Roshan for aggressive 5. They have got the black hole this time around. Buriza's got his mech as well. TPs are coming in. They do know that Unimax has TP'd to the shrine. But it's too late. Roshan is done and Unimax walks in. Might just end up going down. Does drop the Static Storm. But it's not going to result in much. That's another kill for Pasol, who's got the Arcane Boots complete as well as a Magic Wand. So it's been a good early game for a Vengeful Spirit. How's his other support looking like? Train looks like he's going for the Blink. I don't mind the Blink pickup, but it's a whole lot more tempting to pick up something that can help your team push. If the idea is to push, maybe a Solar Crushed. An early Solar Crushed could really mean that Team Buriza would have difficulty bringing down any of the cores. Venom jumps onto the trees mid stun and he's safe for the time being. They want to get this ward off. Here comes the next push from aggressive 5. They've got the Exorcism in 50 seconds, but Negi has the Aegis. Negi's trying to hold on to the mid lane. So it looked like Team Buriza were trying to make trades happen, excuse me. And Negi's doing his best to stop a trade from happening. So they get another tier 2. Their first tier 2 in fact. There is this Radiant Observer ward though. They popped the smoke. I'm pretty sure that it wasn't scouted out by Team Buriza. They're heading to the mid lane. But look at Unimax and Clown K. They're playing rather defensive here. Clown K is building into the Yasha. There is going to come a point of time where he needs something like a Maelstrom just to deal with all the units coming out from the Enigma. Okay, Unimax Tries to move to his own jungle and gets picked off. Exorcism is popped. It's a quick tier 2. Monkey King and Legion Commander trying to make a trade happen. Slark does have the Shadow Blade. With this tower, he might complete his Echo Saber. Further push incoming. Would really like the medallion. Yeah, he's gone back for the medallion. He's ditched ideas of a Blink Dagger. Rod of Atos on Clown Cave. They are doing some serious work on this tier 3. They brought it down to more than half its health. Venom jumps in with the Boundless Strike. Buriza gets glimpsed back. No Black Hole just yet. He's holding on to it. The Assassinate is there. Nobody ends up falling. Venom in the trees. A Rod of Atos onto Unimax. But it looks like Aggressive 5 will disengage. They haven't got the Exorcism. Paddling. Is he building towards a big item? He's got the Healing Ward coming off cooldown. They're just going to keep the pressure going. 420 has got the Echo Saber. It'd be nice if Buriza popped a smoke and looked for a pick off themselves. They have got a fair amount of vision in the enemy jungle, so they do see what's going on. It's going to require Slark +1, maybe the Legion Commander, who's really stagnated in terms of items. $11K net worth advantage to Aggressive 5. They do not want to give this advantage away. And the worst thing that could happen to them right now is one of them gets picked off. But look at them, they're all sticking as a unit. It's only Buriza who's all by himself. And he's almost completing his BKB. Once he has it, not really sure how Buriza end up cancelling his Black Hole. Yeah, he's almost done with it. Yeah. Good stuff coming out from Team Aggressive 5. They've got Exorcism cooling off in a couple of seconds. Rod of Atos as well as the Eul's. Buriza, they're doing the right thing here. They're grouping up and they're trying to get the best trades possible. Unimax. A supporter usually gets his whales. His Veil of Discord as well as his pipe in a really good timing. He's having a hard game this time. Overwhelming odds. Press the attack onto the sniper. Boundless Strike as well. The Healing Ward doing its work. 420 jumps in. There's a Static Storm. Is it enough though? A good swap comes out from Pasol and it does keep battling alive, but he does end up going down in the end. There's a duel onto Pasol. He's staying alive through it all. Negi runs in. It looks like Enigma did manage to pick up the Legion Commander, and there's the Black Hole. It catches too. Venom will end up falling as well. Negi might go down. He will go down. He's lost his Aegis, but they got the tier 3 that they were looking for, and they got 4 heroes as well. Buriza, I mean, they did get 2 value kills there on the Death Prophet and the Juggernaut, and because of that the gold exchange actually ends up favoring them. Majority of the damage being done by the sniper there. Yeah, now we got the Solar Crest on the Treant Protector. Aggressive are trying to reclaim vision in the Radiant jungle. Rather strange ward. It gives you a lot of fractured vision, that's about it. 420 is pinging it out. Looks like 420 is building into a BKB himself, just to keep himself alive versus all the magic damage coming out from Negi, I guess. But I'm not sure if it's enough. Maybe he needs something like an Abyssal to get the lockdown necessary to bring down the Enigma. Maybe even shut down his Black Hole with the Shadow Blade. He can get in position to do that. Stats wouldn't be too bad either. Buriza keeping the lanes pushed, trying to delay the push coming out from aggressive 5 as much as possible. Clown Case picked up the Maelstrom, so he has got some wave clear. He has farmed rather well for himself actually. Henry looking for the Blade Mail. Quick D-word coming out from Team Buriza. They had the sentry. Slark knew something was up thanks to Shadow Dance not showing, and that allows Team Buriza to get some vision in the jungle. What does Negi need to build into so that he can stay alive a little longer? I really like the Shiva's pickup. 420. I'm not sure what he's doing there. We've got a gem on the Dream Protector, but it was just out of range of the overgrowth. Badosai, he has his black hole in a second. He's got the blink in BKB as well. This should be a lane of racks. I'm dropping buyback status down quickly because Buriza need buybacks to hold this push. Got the exorcism coming out, overwhelming odds, everything to do as much damage to the creepier. They glimpse back the Dead Prophet. The static storm is there, but the swap from Pasol, so selfless. He got the black hole. It's on to 4. It's huge, and here walks Paddling with the Blade Fury. He's holding on to the Omni Slash. They're just ripping them to shreds. The overgrowth was huge from the Dream Protector. Buybacks come out from Team Buriza. It's on the Slark and the Sniper, but look at this. Paddling jumps in. A well played, even being called out from Pasol to his team. A Rod of Atos forcing 420 back. They're going to get the lane of racks, and with this exorcism, it could even mean the tier 3 in the mid lane. Beautiful black hole coming out from Badosai, and the overgrowth from the Dream Protector was huge as well. That is the kind of initiation that deserves its own highlight reel. And now they're going to take down the shrines. Roshan is up, and as Buriza, well, you hope you keep the waves pushed and maybe even contest Roshan. 420 going for the BKB, I do not entirely agree with this. Not sure if it's the best choice. Yeah, with the Solar Crush, it's going to be a quick Roshan here. Paddling didn't even use the Omni Slash. They just jumped to the middle of those 4 heroes that were caught in the overgrowth and popped his Blade Fury. Dire do use the scan. It's a smoke coming out from Team Buriza. A quick pick off here could be huge. 420 leading the charge. He's got the Shadow Blade. Negi glimpsed back to the mid lane, and they got the static storm, but Negi's got a haste rune. He's just going to get out of there. We got the duel. The Shiva's guard is there. Pasol once again with the swap keeps his captain alive. Excuse me, his mid laner. Negi with the Yules trying to stay alive. Magic missile onto the Legion commander and assassinate as well on Negi. They're trying to do their best elsewhere. Clown K has fallen, and it's Paddling giving chase. He's got the Blade Fury, uses the diffusal onto the disruptor. Should be a kill, and it's an easy double kill for Paddling there, as well as a Roshan, if I'm not mistaken. Buriza, they wanted to contest it. They had to contest, but just couldn't. Beautiful swap coming out from Pasol, once again keeping his mid laner alive, keeping his cores alive time and time again. Tier 3 has fallen. No buyback on any of the 3 heroes that are dead on the side of Team Buriza. Negi pops the exorcism, is moving to the bot lane. They want to put an end to this game rather fast. Got the Wukong's command. First time I'm seeing it in the game. Paddling moves in. The GG is called. Team Buriza have conceded defeat. And aggressive 5 are your victors for game 1. What a convincing performance coming out from them. And what a beauty of a black hole coming out from Badosai. If the lower bracket is already this intense, I cannot imagine what the final is going to be like. Anyway, my name is Vivek. You're watching the Cobx Gaming Indian Esports Championship. This is a best of 3. The winner moves on to the final while the loser is out. Aggressive 5 are your victors for game 1. We'll be back with game 2 shortly.
Dire team ban.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cobx Gaming Indian Esports Championship. My name is Vivek. We've got Aggressive 5 on the Radiant facing off versus Team Buriza on the Dire. Game 1 was won by one black hole. One black hole can change the game. And as long as we got black holes like that, Dota is still a beautiful game to watch. I mean, Patosai, what a player. But more than that, it's Aggressive 5 executing a push strat. And there are a couple of ways you can deal with a push strat. First things first, you need to shut them down in the lane. If they don't have a good laning phase, they're not going to be able to push without items that are important to them. So you're either stronger mechanically in the lane, or two, you make rotations and get a couple of kills, push them back a bit, get their timings off. Because the push lineup is all about timings, and Aggressive 5 did get the timing spot on. Negi was solid in the mid lane, Batosai got his farm going, and from there on, when they're just grouping up his fight, there's nothing you can do to shut down such a strong push. You're almost hoping for a fluke of a team fight to give you a win. Or then you're trying to do desperate things like pop a smoke and move into Roshan, and once again hope you roll the dice and hope you come out on top, maybe get a kill, maybe snatch the edges. But those things are risky. So Team Buriza, they did try to shut down Aggressive 5 early on. They dropped a sentry, they tried to block the Enigma scam, but that wasn't enough. Enigma still got his farm. Enigma got a black hole which resulted in a kill early on, and Aggressive 5 was just too much to deal with. Team Buriza this time, however, it looks like they're changing things up. They know Aggressive 5 is good when it comes to team fight, and they're saying we're not going to let you have a team fight, we're going to pick up a silencer ourselves. So they're up against the Magnus, which is first pick. Juggernaut has been banned out by Team Buriza. It's one of those cores that does do really well against the Magnus. Are Aggressive 5 going to be banning out offlaners here? They banned out the Legion Commander, they banned out the Spectre as well, which I really do like, because Haunt is one of the best ways to disable Magnus's Blink Dagger and make sure he doesn't get the initiation going. And they picked up the Crystal Maiden, so Magnus is the aura to work with in lane. Decent draft coming out from both sides. Maybe Team Buriza investing too heavily in countering Aggressive 5. But Silencer is still a good pick. I mean, he's a support that's great at zoning out the offlaner with Arcane Curse, Last Word, even Glaives and the range that he has to work with. So yeah, should be a good game. Next ban for Team Buriza. They could take away the Ember because he really benefits from Magnus's Empower. Or you could even take out the Lina because first pick does go to Crystal Maiden. They're going to take out the Slug, which is fair enough. Really limiting the amount of cores that Aggressive 5 can play with. But if I was Aggressive 5, I'd just pick up the Lina now. Before it gets picked up by Team Buriza. There is some synergy there. Crystal Maiden and Aura does help out the Lina fairly well. And Lina is all in all a good, strong mid laner. They're going to pick up the Troll there. I'm not a fan. And especially when you're giving it away this early on, it can be countered. The bash is real. And that's about it. I'm not sure if this is the best pick, however. And that too this early on. So Team Buriza, it looks like they want to group up and push. They've got the Underlord, so they got Dark Rift. And they've got the Pit of Malice as well as the Firestorm. And they should be fine holding off pushes. So this game's, just looking at the draft, it's going in a completely different manner. It's not going push heavy from either side just yet. Aggressive 5 have picked up the Troll, though. Next pick for Aggressive 5. Is this Troll going to go to the mid lane is my question. He could benefit from Empower in the melee form. The cleave could kick in. Next pick for Aggressive 5. They're looking for a core or maybe another support. They could pick up the Monkey King themselves. They're going to pick up the Lina. It's going to be a mid Lina and a safe lane Troll. All that's missing is the last support.
Templar Assassin.
I'm going to see a TA pickup from Team Buriza. It's a good way of dealing with the Lina. Sure, she's got Fury Soul early on, and maybe with the extra attack speed, she could burst down through Refraction, but it's going to be a hard lane for Negi, facing opposite the Templar Assassin.
10 seconds remaining.
Last ban for aggressive 5, looking to ban a safe laner here. A safe laner that does well versus Troll. They could just take out the Void because they have run the Void multiple times on 420. And I'm not saying Void is the best way of dealing with the Troll, but it is something that I think Team Buriza might just pick up. Are they given the chance? Chronosphere with a Firestorm dropped on top. Even the follow-up coming out from the Silencer with the Global Silence.
10 seconds remaining.
Last ban for Team Buriza, looking to ban his support, a roaming support. Pinkman does play the Tusk. He also plays the Monkey King. Or you could maybe take out the Ogre, because Ogre coming mid and applying pressure early on the Templar would be a nuisance. Also, Bloodlust is good on Troll. Just buff him up with the Bloodlust, buff him up with the Empower, and he's quite a beast. So I'd really like to see a Troll ban, Ogre ban or an Ogre pickup. But they're going to remove the Disruptor.
Dire team
Next pick for Team Buriza, they're looking for something in the safe lane. I'm guessing Void. 420 does play the Void. And it just makes Team Buriza's team fight really sick.
10 seconds.
You've got the Overgrowth, you've got Bitter Malice as well, and you've got the Chronosphere.
5 seconds remaining.
Faceless
Yep.
void.
I called it. It's 420 and his Void.
Team
And next pick for aggressive 5 is a support that they're looking to pick up. I'd like to see the Ogre, or maybe a support who provides some team fight.
Venom.
Gonna go with the Venomancer. Is this gonna be a mid Venomancer though? Yeah, it looks like we're seeing a mid Venomancer, folks. And a support Lina. It's could be a hard time for the supports, considering they're up against a Silencer, and Arcane Curse is an absolute nuisance to deal with if you're a support who likes to cast a lot of spells. I guess it's also one of those games where, as a Treant Protector, you put a point early on into Living Armor, because Templar Assassin is not going to be having fun in the mid lane with the Venomous Gale.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Okay, folks, it looks like we have the customary pause that comes out, and for what could possibly be the last time, let's run through the lineups for Team Buriza here. We've got Venom on the Silencer, 420 playing his signature Void, Unimax playing the Underlord. So, hold on, it's a support Underlord. Unimax is the support player. Helm GA is playing the Treant Protector here, so could be an offlane Treant Protector. Clown K is playing the TA, and on the other side of the river we've got Flare, Opa Soul, the Captain playing the Crystal Maiden, Fear is an Illusion, or Pinkman playing the Lina. We've got Paddling on the Troll Warlord, we've got Negi playing the Venomancer, and that leaves us with Bartosai on the Magnus. His black holes were huge. Can he hit off a couple of RPs like that as well? I personally feel like this is going to be a much closer game. I'm not really favoring any one lineup this moment. It's also going to boil down to the mid matchup. Negi could just completely outdo Clown K in the mid lane. Also, sure, aggressive 5 have a Magnus that can hit RPs, but you've got the Global Silence, you've got a Void who can initiate with Chrono, you got Pit of Malice, which is a good amount of AoE lockdown, you've also got Overgrowth. So a lot of AoE coming out from Team Buriza here. And that AoE is only going to mean something if there's follow-up damage coming out from Clown K on the Templar Assassin. So once again, it's going to boil down to this mid lane matchup. Venomancer being played by Negi versus Clown K on the Templar Assassin. If Negi somehow successfully manages to shut down the TA, this game could go horribly wrong for Team Buriza. Because Void takes a while to come online in terms of farm. And yeah, it looks like neither support is going to let the other get away with a ward here. Yep, it's okay. So it's Unimax going to the off lane this time around, and Helm GA is playing the 4 here on the Twin Protector. So they've changed things up. If I'm not mistaken, I remember Unimax playing a lot of off lane earlier on. He did play a fair bit of off lane Phoenix in another tournament last year. So why not? A change up in game 2, a change in roles. Really do seem rather confident. Lina CM troll enough to shut down the Underlord early on. And Magnus is up against a Treant and a Void with the silence as well. So he might just be going into the jungle quite early. Yeah, he's put a point in his skewer as well. Probably hopes to get level 2 in lane and then move into the jungle. Venom helping out with the block in the mid lane. Has Conrad been laced so he can trade hits a little effectively. Crystal Maiden and Lina both already hanging, waiting for the Underlord to show himself in lane. Block in the mid lane seems rather even. And yeah, you got the silencer applying pressure early on. So this is how you deal with the Venomancer. You send the silencer to the mid lane with Glaives of Wisdom, and he's going to apply some pressure. But this is a rather easier lane than for Batosai, who should get his levels. That is not a trade you want to be making. He's pulled the Dream Protector back. There are a couple of auto attacks coming up from the tower, but not enough to bring him down. Pinkman still not showing himself in the lane. It looks like they did get some damage off on Unimax. Negi forced to last it under his tower. Misses CS and misses another if I'm not mistaken. So amongst the offlaners, it looks like Batosai is coming out on top. And it's only because Venom is sitting in the mid lane. I really like how Buriza are handling this. If they want those Chronospheres and all that team fight to mean something, they really do need damage to come out from K on the Temple Assassin. And you help TA in the start, maybe it's enough for the TA and she ends up winning a lane. Unimax though, he's really slow. Drops the Firestorm, the LSA is there along with the Frostbite. We got the slow coming out with the Whirling Axis, couple of auto attacks. This should be first blood. He's trying to stay alive, but he will not be able to. It's Pinkman who scores first blood. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, in the off lane actually, Venom scored a kill on the Magnus. So both off laners end up falling down. And look at this, Venom, what is he doing? He's going to steal the bounty rune. But yeah, might just end up getting punished. Negi's making the rotation. He's got the Venomous Gale. Venom going a bit too deep, not respecting how early heroes respawn at this stage. Turns around with the Arcane Curse. He's looking for the deny. Will get him. Patosai pushes him towards his Ancients. And yeah, the Ancients even getting in on the action early on. So that apparently called Prowler Shamans. I never knew what their name was. They look like a goat that drank a little too much grape soda for my liking. And Venomese again come to the mid lane. This is good. The amount of effort that Buriza putting to shut down Negi in the mid lane might just be the right decision. Negi sitting at 8 CS. We've got the TA sitting at 12 CS with 9 denies. They're keeping up in terms of EXP. Maybe just maybe Lina hangs around the mid lane as well. Venom trading hits with the Lina. Firestorm is there as well. Should be a quick kill on Pinkman. The LSA is there, but Pasol, he's not had mana for the Frostbite and will have to back off. Once again, it looks like Venom was going for the rune. Pinkman does manage to snag it, but he's taken a fair bit of damage. This might just be more intelligence for Venom on the silencer, but it looks like Pinkman just gets out of there, saved by the high ground actually. So it seems to be the main difference for Buriza in this early game is that Venom has been contributing a whole lot more. As the Monkey King, he was rather passive, but as the Silencer, he's been moving around a lot and he's getting some serious work done. Treant has left the top lane. Meanwhile, mid lane, I heard of Venomous Gale. K's refraction being burned through. Negi needs to be careful. Start out with the Arcane Curse. Here comes a Walking Tree. Gives him a quick punch. One more Glaives of Wisdom. Another one. Negi just stays alive. Turns around with the Venomous Gale. Doesn't clip on a Venom. And the Living Armor makes sure he gets out of there safely. So finally, Pasol has woken up to what's going on. And to all the pressure that's being thrown on the mid lane onto Negi. How are the coach doing in terms of net worth? If I'm not mistaken, Void is ahead because of the one kill which he participated in. Is Void looking to build into a Midas? Yeah, seems to be the play. Meanwhile, mid lane, Pasol, he's got the Frostbite. This could be a kill on K. He's not got refraction for a second. Will have it now. Is the Living Armor going to come through? Negi doesn't have the Venomous Gale for a bit and it looks like K just gets out. Agnes has completed his Iron Talon. Negi lagging behind in terms of net worth, mostly because of the pressure being applied by Buriza in the mid lane. And K moves into the jungle. This is his favorite play to make as a mid laner. Move into the jungle, farm a little faster. What's Negi's reaction to this? Is he thinking of keeping the wave pushed? I wouldn't actually mind utility items coming out from Negi this game. Maybe an early mech just to help out in team fight. Start out with the Dragon Lance so that you're a little bit more survivable if a chrono does get dropped on you. Buriza doing quite well. He's got level 6, he's got the RP. Will have his arcane boots as well in a bit. How's Unimax looking on the Underlord? Not doing as well as Buriza though. Venom, he's left the mid lane and Negi started dominating it. So much emphasis on the mid lane coming up from Team Buriza. Is it going to be enough though? Train, what's his skill build looking like? He's putting points into living armor. .420 makes the rotation to the mid lane. He's got a Chrono Spear. Are we looking at any TP rotations coming in? I really like what Buriza are doing, and underfarmed Venomancer is really underwhelming. And 420 jumps in with the Chrono Spear. We see TP number 1, it's Lena. We see TP number 2 as well. We've got the Dragon Slave. Is the LSA there? No, it's not. But the Chrono didn't result in much either. K, 2 points in side blades. Didn't feel like he had enough range to work with there. And didn't really find the angle either. Buriza rotated to the mid lane as well. So that's Chrono number 1 being expended. Do Aggressify pop a smoke and look for a team fight themselves? Maybe in a pick up on the void. It looks like they want Unimax on this Underlord. HelmGA is hanging around on the Train Protector. Starts out with the bash, follows up with the lead seed. Here comes the troll with the whirling axes. He's giving chase. Can we see a bash? Well, we'll see an LSA and a Dragon Slave. And with the Frostbite, it should be a quick kill. And it's Pasol who scores it. And if I'm not mistaken, they pinged out this Dire Observer ward as well. Yeah, Pasol's got his sentry. Yeah, gets the D ward off. Unimax still searching for his arcane boots. 10 minutes in. His jungle being farmed by Clown Cave. How many points has he put into the aura? Not too many. And Lena's pinging on the stack. This could go horribly wrong for aggressive 5. Okay, so Negi, he hasn't got the Poison Nova. He's got the Venomous Gale. He does see Clown K here. He's waiting. What about TP rotation? Silencer has a TP. Treant doesn't have one. Oh, they've been waiting patiently for Clown K, but he has the meld. And he pops the living armor. No detection just yet on Pasol. Firestorm as well. Good stuff coming up from Aggressive 5. They know that Clown K likes to catch up in the jungle, and they're trying to contest it early on. We're even seeing a TP rotation coming up from Buriza. He's not got the blink just yet. Maybe he gets a good RP off. But all of this is space for Troll to push. And paddling. Seeing that everybody on the side of the Dire is trying to defend this Ancient stack, is going to apply pressure. Venom out of position, drops the global. Not sure if that was the best move there. And yeah, it looks like they're going to steal a little bit of the stack at least. No contest just yet from Team Buriza. No trade happening either. 420. I'm not sure if he can bring down a tower so early on just by himself. But Troll certainly can with the Empower coming out from the Magnus. Unimax on this Underlord, his laning phase is starting to end. And he's not done too much with it. Looks like they want to bring down the Troll. He's got his lads. He's got 980 HP to work with. Here comes Clown K. Range, melee whirling axes to start off with. The Meldit is there. 4-0, jumping deep for the Chronosphere. They're not going to be able to lock him down. Once again, Buriza feeling the pressure. RP onto 2 with the Crystal Nova. Dragon Slave as well. LSA onto 2. Here comes the Troll Warlord. He's got the whirling axes. Void, Time Box most of the damage. There is a Firestorm as well. Here comes the Chronosphere from 420. They've focused the Troll. They've not been able to bring him down. Instead, they end up losing the Temple Assassin. They're searching for more. Negi drops the Poison Nova and ends up backing out. Here comes Venom. He's respawned. He's got no global to work with. The RP was blown, but it did result on a kill in Clown K, and this is exactly what Aggressive I need to do. Negi will take care of the rest. He's got enough to pressure Clown K in the lane. They've pretty much shut down his farm in the jungle. And maybe, yeah, it looks like pings are coming out, hoping to take down the tower. I guess this is one of those games on the Void where you build a Midas. But it could be too late though. Unimax, he's picked up his arcane boots. Bartosai getting closer to his blink. In fact, he has it. He's even picked it up. 13 minutes in. We see a Magnus with a blink. We see an Underlord with arcane boots. You tell me who's going to have more impact in this game. Negi going for the Solar Crest here to buff up the troll. Considering that most of the damage coming out from Team Buriza is physical, I like that pickup. Can also be used offensively if need be. So he is going utility, not the mech, but a different kind of utility, and I like the Solar Crest pickup. They are looking to siege early on with the troll, and they should be able to do that with the medallion and a Solar Crest eventually. They've also got the Vlads on the troll. And here comes the push. Unimax trying his best to hold it off. It's going to take further commitment, but they do not have the Chronosphere on the Void for a good 8 seconds. I don't see them holding off this push. Maybe they can look for a pick off themselves. They've grouped up together. They popped a smoke. Clown K has gone for the Blink Dagger, and they're looking to get Roshan. Aggressive 5. No clue what's going on. Negi's not dropped a Plague Ward in the Rosh area just yet. Penguin looking for the wraparound. Maybe Team Buriza do get the ages, but they might just end up losing more on the other side of the map. Venom could end up going down. The Laguna is there. And the pressure is coming from Aggressive 5. Is an ages on the TA going to be enough? 420 does have the Chronosphere, but it looks like Team Buriza just want to ditch the mid lane. Side traps, 420 with the Chronosphere onto Negi. We got an LSA RP onto 420. They're pulling him out of the Chronosphere. Bartosai once again with the plays. We see a Poison Nova being dropped. Unimax just ambling into battle, but backing off as well. That's the third Chronosphere that hasn't resulted in a kill or an objective for the side of Team Buriza. And once again, Bartosai pulls 420 out of the Chronosphere with the RP there. Good stuff coming out from Aggressive 5. They did give up the ages, but they don't seem to mind that too much. Clown K, he's got the ages. He wants to make plays here. He needs to. He feels like he has to. I mean, if this blink is not transitioning into a Desolator soon enough, it's not going to amount to much. Ooh, they see the TA. And the push is incoming. Slowly but surely. Negi, well, there was a melted on him, but it looks like Clown K is going to disengage for the time being. A 5-man siege, bit by bit. Who comes out on top? Well, Magnus is having his RP in 58 seconds. Void is getting his in 68. I guess someone on the side of Aggressive needs to keep the push going on the top lane, while the remaining 4 members hang around the mid lane, just staying alive and applying pressure. .420 is building into the Manta style. Strong dispels only. If I'm not mistaken, the Manta style is a strong dispel. So the Venomous Gale can be shrugged off, and the Poison Nova can't be. Clown Gale looking for farm. Bartosai seems to be fine. He's going for the TP. Nothing to cancel the TP. And he's okay. Void. He's in the wrong jungle here. Troll does cut out the Team Protector. Should be a kill with the Frostbite. He's thinking about the Overgrowth. He holds on to it, which is a smart move on his part. So, the Dire moving deep to drop a couple of Observer Wards in the Radiant jungle. But, they didn't really make a clean escape there. While all of this is going on, Clown Kid did take the top tower. And he's hiding. Negi with the completed Solar Crush. Probably wants the Stroll to jump, join him in the mid lane. Are we seeing a Sanj and Yasha coming out from the Troll? Into a BKB? Okay, so Unimax has picked up the mech. 18 minutes in, not too bad. He has caught up in terms of farm. And now things get really sticky for Aggressive 5. Pressure in the mid lane. 420 has the Chronosphere. One team fight victory for Team Buriza could be huge. You got Bartosai in smoke as well. Looking at 420 for the Chrono. Peter Malice onto 3. 420 jumps in. He's got the Chrono. It's on Negi and Pigman. He moves on to Pigman. The global silence is there. Bartosai jumps in. No RP just yet. It looks like they're focusing down the Lina. They're trying to bring it down. And they will. We got the Poison Nova. Negi staying alive. Troll dropping low. He's not going to stand through all of that. And it looks like they found a second kill on Bartosai. The global silence paying dividends. 420 and company executing team fight perfectly. They're looking for more. They're trying to bring down Negi. We got the Frostbite and the Freezing Fields. This could be a kill on K, who's still got the Aegis. Might just end up going down. So they do manage to take away the Aegis from the Temple Assassin. But they lose their Magnus and they end up losing the Lina as well. And now it's Buriza's turn to push. Peter Malice on to Pasol. He needs to be careful. The time dilation is there. 420 walking ahead. We got TPs coming in. Clown K with the Melded does get the kill. Dragon Slave on to 420, who just shrugs it off with the time walk. And it looks like Buriza, they might just be getting this mid tower that they were looking for. My name is Gale on to Unimax, who starts the Dark Rift, gets pulled back by Bartosai and does end up falling. We're going to see a tower exchange now is the question. And it looks like Troll does get the tower. They want to push for more, and I really like this because you got Void with no Chronosphere, you got Underlord down for 10 seconds. You can certainly apply a little bit of pressure on the tower. Solar Crest on to Negi, who's building into the Heaven's Halberd. Makes sense versus all the physical damage coming out. You want to keep them disabled as long as possible. Passhole hanging behind the tower with the Invis rune. Starts off with the Frostbite. It's on to the Underlord. Troll walks in. You got the Laguna as well. He popped the mech, but he's been brought back by the Magnus and he will end up falling. They're sieging tier 3s right now. Void does have the Chronosphere. I guess you back off once the Underlord respawns. Clown K, he's trying to make a trade happen. In fact, he's taken a tier 2. He's going to TP back to defend. We've got a Chronosphere. It's on to the Magnus and it looks like this will be a kill. And Overgrowth as well means that Negi will fall. Aggressive 5 didn't make a clean retreat and they're getting punished for that. They've been caught out of position there. They should have probably backed off once they saw the Underlord respawn. And it looks like Pasol will fall as well. Both sides throwing the advantage to each other. Magnus has completed the Blink Dagger as well as a Midas now. 420, what's he looking like in terms of items? He's going for the Manta style. He's got money for the ultimate orb. Sanjanya should complete on the Troll. I guess Troll needs a positioning item and Negi needs a little bit more of farm. I guess Aggressive 5, they need to take a breather, look for pickoffs. look for members from Team Buriza out of position with the void in another lane. That's what they really need to look for. Or maybe they can just look for one huge RP. They are pinging out Clown K on the TA. Starts off with the Yules. And the LSA is there. RP is on the Unimax. The skewer back wasn't there. Here comes the Poison Nova with the Solar Crash. It looks like Unimax is looking to TP. Can they Yule him in time though? The LSA is there along with the Dragon Slave. And looks like Underlord is safe for the time being. So they got the pick off on Clown K. Maybe they attempt to push the Dire safe lane now. Yeah, 420. He's out of them. Roshan number 2 is going to be crucial for both sides. It's going to respawn in 3 minutes. Would like to see both sides having vision around the Rosh pit in a minute or two. Dire have some. Radiant have some as well. I mean, actually, honestly, this isn't vision around the Rosh pit. But there are a whole lot of traps and plague wards in the Rosh pit. 420. Manages to bring down a tower. Not sure if Aggressive 5 are really making the best trades here. They might be forced to TP back. And Dark Rift is a huge tool in catching the enemies out of position. So Lena's come back. Heaven's Halberd is a tempting choice, but I would honestly like to see him going back to something like the Dragon Lance and the Hurricane Pike. A little bit more survivability, and Negi can do a lot in team fights. Maybe even save some of his teammates with the Hurricane Pike, get them out of Chrono. Troll is going for the BKB. Could the Manta style have been a better choice, though, is the question. If I'm not mistaken, it allows you to shrug off global silence. And somebody needs to start building Lotus Orbs here. Just to deal with global silence, at least on one unit. Or maybe even a Greaves, so you can shrug it off yourself. Batosai needs something to deal with the global. He's gone for the mech. It looks like he's building into the Greaves. So yeah, this should allow him to deal with the global, at least for himself. So smart itemization coming out from Batosai here. That means he will be able to get his RPs off. Really like the item pickup coming out from Batosai. And he's the Midas is already paying off. He's not too far away from his Greaves. Venom has got the Glimmer Cape. Max looks like he's going for a hood into a pipe probably. Just to deal with all the magical damage coming out from the Venomancer, the Lina and the Crystal Maiden. The 902 gold in favor of Team Buriza. It's not really too much. Roshan is going to be huge. Batosai, he's got money for the Greaves. He's getting there almost actually. But Void, he's looking for a pick off. This could be disastrous for Aggressive 5. They popped a smoke, the smoke dispels on the troll. So they know that 420 is there. Have they got detection? Pasoli has a sentry. He sees the troll, but he's a little bit too slow. And 420 just makes it out of there. Tense moments here at the Cobx Gaming Indian Esports Championship. If they lost the Void, it would probably force a buyback there from him. Or maybe Aggressive Fight just end up getting Roshan. Okay, so they've removed the side trap. Void has TP to the shrine. Batosai, get the Greaves, man. Get it, just get it, do it. You're running out of time. Okay, so they've only put Troll in the pit. And I'm not sure they want to contest. Pit of Malice has been used on the Troll. The RP, he landed The chrono as well. It's on Pasol at least. They will get one kill. Troll did end up getting the Aegis. They're searching for more. Here's the Overgrowth. But Troll with the BKB doesn't give a damn. Moves on to the Dream Protector. Is trying to bring him down. The Bash just click in. The mech not enough. He's searching for more. He's got Venom out of position. The Silencer kill could be huge for them as well. And he's moving on to Clown K. The refraction is there. Allows Clown K to get the hell out of there with a Blink Dagger. But Troll giving chase. Unimax pops the Dark Rift. He's looking to get the hell out of there. Drops the Firestorm as well. Here comes 420. And it looks like Troll is changed targets. He sees 420. He wants 420. And aggressive 5 end up coming out on top. Bartosai whiffs the RP. But the Chronosphere didn't result in much either. Just a kill on the Crystal Maiden. And Troll picks up the Aegis. So Aggressify, they're feeling a little confident now. They've got some leg room to work with. And Lina has the Ghost Scepter as well, just to keep herself alive versus the TA and the Void. Void is, yeah, well, he's got the Diffusal. Tier 2 for Aggressive 5. No Global Silence, no Chrono. Do you force a team fight? You don't have RP either. That Pit of Malice though, as well as the Firestorm, can do some serious work when it comes to holding high ground. They need to just jump onto the Underlord and bring him down first, I guess. Shrine's been popped. Unimax starts off with a Pit of Malice, drops a Firestorm. Troll needs to be a little bit more careful. Negi's almost got the Heaven's Halberd complete. Yeah, I like this play coming in from Aggressive 5. They're not being desperate about getting structures here. And it would have been hard pushing in to an Underlord. So Negi's got some evasion as well as some HP coming out from the Sanj component of the Heaven's Halberd. What's the play for Buriza though? Are they looking for a smoke? These scans coming out from the Radiant have been spot on and it looks like they're going to walk into them. They know something's up. The Dire do have this one ward as well, so they know where the Radiant are paddling. He's going to break the smoke. Pops the BKB. The Global Silence is there. 420 jumps in. It's a Chronosphere onto 2. He's got Negi, so we won't see a Poison Nova. But the Yules on the Lina is huge. The LSA is there as well. But Negi goes down nonetheless. Elsewhere, Troll looking for more. We've got a RP onto 2. Here comes Paddling. The enemies he was looking for have been scored to the other side. But it doesn't matter. Paddling has got enough. The Dark Rift is there. But K will not be able to escape. They're moving on to the Underlord. Have they got a Yule Scepter? Looks like they haven't. The Underlord and the Tree get out of there, and Chronosphere was used, a Global Silence as well, but all they got was Negi on the Venomancer, and a lot of that had to do with Lina with the Yule Scepter, keeping 420 busy in the Void. Pasol with these well played in team chat, man. Paddling, not a fear in the world. Was quite confident of taking whatever damage was coming out from the Buriza, Team Buriza. Just stood up there, popped the smoke, dispelled it, and now they're getting the last outer tower on the side of Team Buriza. Paddling still has the Aegis. I guess this is one of those games where you need to get a pick off before you consider high ground. But I like what Aggressify are doing. They're clearing the enemy jungle. And they're keeping the vision going as well. Got decent vision in the enemy jungle. And this movement by 420 should be scouted out. 420 going for the Blink Dagger. With hopes that he can get better Chronospheres off. Clown K. Looks like he's going for an MKB. They do know he's there, so they're moving into the enemy jungle. They see 420 in the mid lane. 420's got the Chronosphere. Team fights. It's all about who gets the better initiation here. It's Bartosai versus 420. Bartosai looks like he's going for the refresher. He's even got the Force Staff. So he can maybe help a teammate who's got in the Chronosphere. Maybe help himself get a better RP as well. His RP onto 2 in the previous fight was absolutely clutch. Clown K will be considering a BKB at some point. Negi, he's got the Evans Halberd complete. He's queued up the Blink Dagger. I like it, but I like the Hurricane Pike more. Lena doing quite well for herself. What's she gone in terms of talents? Nobody wants minus 30-second respawn time. I think it's a very valid talent, especially when you're playing a support Lena. But he wants the plus 50 damage. Yeah, I can't really find fault with 420's talent here. You need the plus 15 attack speed and you need the plus 25 damage over the plus 7 armor. Versus a lineup that's more or less magical damage. I mean, it looks like we have a... Okay, so Clown K has got the BKB. Life does get harder here for aggressive 5. It's going to take a lot of control and lockdown coming up from the troll and the Magnus to bring down Clown K on the Temple Assassin. Otherwise, he could just go ham and wreak havoc on the supports. Flare does have a Glimmer Cape though. They're keeping the wave pushed. Unimax is in the top lane. He's got the pipe complete. And it looks like aggressive 5 on a force high ground. Skewer almost there from Bato's side. That could have been huge if he had pulled that off. Bato's side reminds me a bit of Moon Meander there. I mean, he either makes this one play that changes the game, or he can make these little daft plays as well that can change the game, but not the way you want it to change. Skadi complete on the troll, so he's got a little more HP to work with. He's also got the slow, which is decent. He has gone for the Blink Dagger and is now looking to go into the axe. It's rather quiet part of the early late game or the late mid game, depends on how you see it, but everybody's just farming up a bit. What is an item that can make all the difference here? Is the blink on the void going to be it though? Has Silencer got anything to help him stay alive? Yeah, he's got the Glimmer Cape. What's detection looking like? Okay, so we see a gem on Pinkman. Not messing around, and he's going for the axe as well. So he's done quite well for himself in terms of farm. $420. Who does he look to catch in his Chronosphere is the question. Okay. They maybe spotted the Underlord. There's a dire scan. Doesn't catch anyone. Clown K needs to be careful. RP on Clown K. This kill could be huge. Where's the backup? It's not there. They've dropped the freezing fields as well. And they've bought down Clown K on the Temple Assassin. This might just be a buyback here on the TA. That's the very least that aggressive fight could do. And they should respect that and back off, because they haven't got the RP to work with. And they really shouldn't be pushing their luck. Maybe if Butterside does manage to get a skewer off and get someone out of position. He's looking for just that. Doesn't get anyone. Got the Pit of Malice as well as the Firestorm. Troll going for round 2. Doing some serious damage. The living armor is there. But Troll, he's a living siege machine. Here comes 4-0. Jumps in with the time dilation and gets the hell out of there. They've got the Greaves. They could pop it. And maybe force round 2. But no, it looks like they're going to disengage. Guess that's the right call there. So we've almost got the refresher complete on Barter's side. Is this one of those games where you go Ags on the void? silencer. What can he build that could really help his team though? You got the pipe, you got the mech. What do you really need? Just keep yourself alive as long as possible. I think a Midas wouldn't be a bad choice. Good place to start, maybe build into a refresher later on. I don't know. Both teams know that Roshan is up shortly. We haven't got any Plague Wars just yet. They are picking out the Crystal Maiden. A kill here for Team Buriza could be huge. 420. They know where he is. Pasol hanging around with the Glimmer Cape. 420 jumps in. Negi is the focus here, but K is blinked into the Chronosphere himself. There's a BKB being popped by the troll. That Chronosphere resulted in nothing, but it's the RP that comes out from the Magnus. That's absolutely huge with the Venomous Gale. It looks like Pasol will be the first one to drop, and Unimax is trying to get back home, but the Laguna along with the Dragon Slave make sure that he done a couple of more TPs. One of them cancelled. They bring down the Void. They almost bring down, actually they do bring down the Team Protector as well, and this should be ages if not a lane of racks for aggressive 5. Pasol there, I mean, he ended up dying, but he got so much information for his team, which led to beautiful RP from Bartosai. And Aggressify, they're feeling confident. They do think they can bring down a lane of racks at least. We're seeing buybacks from the Void as well as the Silencer, but I don't think Troll should really be too bothered by any of this. He's got the Solar Crest and he's got the evasion to work with. Takes down the tier 3, moves on to the racks. Got a diffusal being used on paddling. He needs to be careful. He needs to stay alive so that he can get back and get the ages. I would really like to see Aggressify make a clean retreat now. We've got a skewer, we've got an RP onto 2. Negi, has he got the Poison Nova? Only 30 seconds, but a 2-man LSA. The follow-up damage is there. It's paddling doing work. He changes targets, he brings down the Silencer, and now he moves on to the Pit Lord, but he's caught in the Pit of Malice. We see a Freezing Fields. It's Pasol doing some serious damage here. He's got the Glimmer Cape, and I'd really like to see Pasol go down while everybody else makes a clean retreat. And it looks like Aggressify might just do that. So they have retreated and they are moving into the Rosh Pit. There is a side trap and they need to respect that. Yeah, Bartosai walks into the Rosh Pit. Maybe this is Team Buriza's turn to sneak Roshan. 420 has TP to the shrine. Yeah, they want Roshan. They see Roshan. This Radiant Observer probably did scout out that TP. Bartosai, what's his RP status like? So he's got no RP and no refresher orb either. Buriza, I'm not sure if they know this, but they could actually come out on top here. They are starting their work on Roshan. Paddling is coming soon enough, but he's actually quite far away. Aggressify did get the tier 3, but they're giving up Roshan, and this is Buriza's only way back into the game. That Solar Crest though coming out from Negi. Oh, Negi jumps in with the Poison Nova. The Yules is there on the Underlaw. They want to control him, bring him down first. The Chronosphere catches no one, and it looks like Unimax might just end up going down. The Blade Mail is there. We see a Global Silence, a Pit of Malice onto 2. It looks like Pasol will fall, but they've lost the Underlord. Negi in trouble, being focused by 2. 420 taking some serious damage. Just time walks it off, but here comes Paddling with the Skadi doing his work. 420, nothing he can do. No time walk just yet, and it looks like he'll fall. They've lost the Venomancer, they've lost the Crystal Maiden, but it looks like they're getting more. And Bartosai almost got the Silencer out of position there. They could still go Roshan if they want to. But Paddling says, I'm just going to take down a lane of racks instead. That Chronosphere was completely off the mark there. And it looks like Bartosai is the better initiator of the two. And if I'm not mistaken, this was with the Dire having complete vision. So, not really sure what happened. And now they're losing a lane of racks. Clown Key needs to be careful. We could see a one-man RP. We are going to see it. The Skewer was a little cockeyed to say the least. We got a bit of Malice. Blade Mail being popped on the Underlord, but we got Troll with the BKB. Could be a kill on Clown K. He's got no buyback and he's dead for 88 seconds. Void is respawning in 36, but look at this Troll with the Skadi, with the Butterfly. Doesn't give a damn. Takes down the tier 3. Is moving on to the melee barrack. Should get it with the Empower as well coming out from the Magnus. They're looking for more. Team Protector is hanging in the trees, but there's not much he can do. An aggressive 5 hopefully they make a clean retreat, because getting picked off could be one of the worst things that could happen to them. I hope in a disciplined fashion they take down the shrines, take ages, and hopefully go for round number 3 of the high ground next. Yeah, they're going on to the shrines. No plays just yet coming out from Team Buriza. Lena has completed the Earth Blade as well, so she's got that quick burst of damage. Got a Yule Scepter on the Silencer, should be an easy kill. Even dropped the Freezing Fields, so a little bit of overkill, but nonetheless they're moving on to the tier 3s. No TA for 18 seconds. Buriza out of this tournament. 420 jumps in, the Chronosphere is there. Where's the follow-up damage? There's no Clown K for 10. The Pit of Malice along with the Firestorm. He's even going to get 1 kill on the Void. It looks like he's going to end up going down, and it might just be the death of the Underlord. And Team Buriza, all that remains is the Treant Protector, and even he's going to end up going down. Clown K jumps in, does manage to bring down Pasol, but Bado says, how can you do that? He jumps in with the RP, and Clown K has been brought down. Team Buriza, they played some great Dota, but unfortunately, Aggressive 5 is just the better side here. Beautiful Dota coming out from both sides. Team Buriza, they did their best to hold on, but unfortunately, this is the end of the road for them in the Cobx Gaming Indian Esports Championship. And yeah, we have our finals coming up. It's Aggressive 5 versus Go Figure. 2,50,000 rupees at stake for whoever comes first. In the previous encounter, it was Go Figure who came out on top, but Aggressive 5, it looks like they're a squad that's renewed with a fresh sense of purpose and enthusiasm. Anyway, folks, that's all for the day. Aggressive 5 are your victors. See you at the grand finals.